If I was to look through this in terms of top to bottom, I would actually start with investing in myself. So I'm just going to drag that and put that to the top. We're all about business because business, in my opinion, is one of the best ways to the freedom formula. Where can you protect your money? Bitcoin is the best opportunity and the best place to protect your wealth. I'm going to rank some of these things from top to bottom. We're going to go through property, traditional stocks, crypto. We all need somewhere to live. So your number one goal should be to buy yourself a house. Why?
Time to get fired up. Yeah, I'm getting fired up.
Your thoughts can become plans. Plans can become actions. And actions become a reality. We share powerful stories and simple steps to fast track your business and personal growth. Are you ready to make it happen? Let's get fired up. Welcome back to the episode. Today we're talking about investments and particularly investments for entrepreneurs. Where should you put your money? What gives the best return on investment? Obviously, all of these things have got some sort of reward and also some sort of risk. I'm lucky enough to be involved in all, I guess, and have got experiences both good and bad with all of them as well. So today I'm going to talk about if I was a business owner, early stage business or growing my business, where would I be looking to invest, I guess, my time and energy? And also, most importantly, your money, right? You've worked so hard to get it. You've worked so hard to make it. You really want to protect it and ensure, firstly, that you don't lose it, right? It's all about growing yourself year on year and growing your returns year on year. Why? So for one day, you can actually hashtag Freedom Formula and choose how you spend your time. With who, where, how, why? Because that is the ultimate freedom formula. So I'm going to rank some of these things from top to bottom. We're going to go through property, traditional stocks being the Australian Stock Exchange, any of the stock exchanges in terms of buying portions of companies. Crypto, I've been involved in this space since 2017. You're probably hearing more and more about it. It used to just be the nerd in the family who was buying some coin, but now big businesses are getting involved, big hedge funds are getting involved, Wall Street, big companies. It's actually becoming part of a balance sheet strategy for a lot of large organizations. Even countries are now adopting this as the currency and the platform for the way going forward. Business, we're all about business because business, in my opinion, is one of the best ways to the freedom formula for a lot of reasons, which we'll talk to. And then self-investment. Like, you cannot grow or get ahead or get better without investing. Do you need to invest time? 100%. Do you need to invest energy? Absolutely. And you need to pay to play. So you're going to have to put some money into that as well. So if I was to look through this in terms of top to bottom, I would actually start with investing in myself. So I'm just going to drag that and put that to the top. Why? Because if you look at the top 5 buckets that Stephen Bartlett talks around for the rules of life, you need to invest in your skills, your knowledge, your resources, your network, and your reputation. And in order to get the best stuff the fastest, you're going to need to pay for that. Now, some coaches out there are getting $100,000 a month and some coaches are getting $500 a month. Both are good. Both need to be validated at the time and the stage you're at in your business and your personal life, but you need to find where you are falling short and start to invest in that. Self-development in any aspect is about progression and about getting better. So I would take time and energy to go into that. Number 2, I would be looking at business. Now, business, why? Because it is something that you can build and grow. It is extremely satisfying to actually take something from concept, idea, build it, and grow it. The other reason I like business is because you can actually have a control over what kind of return it's going to give to you. You can do that by getting more customers, more revenue, reducing costs, buying a team, but you can actually look at it and go, can I get more return out of this business? Yes. How do I go about that? And it's a space that is going to actually give you some of that freedom as well, which you do have control over. And even if you're not just investing in your own business growth and you feel that you've got that to a point where it is actually generating some disposable revenue and income for you, Now you can invest in other businesses. And the best way to do that is obviously through the stock market. Now you can buy individual stocks, which is an individual business. And if that business performs, then the stock price goes up, which means the value of your involvement and investment in that business then goes up with it. My view on this, which people may disagree with, but within the stock market, I would not want to put my risk into one business. Because if that business goes down or disappears or goes broke, then my investment in that business goes with it. So I like index funds and I like ETFs or an exchange traded fund, because what I'm getting through either of those options is a collective. So you might have heard the S&P 500 before, you might have heard the ASX 200 before. What I'm doing by buying that stock is buying the performance of those 500 companies or the performance of those 200 companies. So when you look over the long term, this is a low risk, but it's also a lower reward. Hasn't been too bad in the past 4 or 5 years because of COVID and the cash injection and the stimulus and everything else. But if you look over the last 50, 100 years, pretty much on average, you're getting a 10% return. So stocks are good for the long-term play because the compounding interest starts to really take impact, 10 years and beyond. So for that reason, I'm going to rank the stocks down here. The reason I'm ranking that there is because I believe that crypto is the place to be playing in at the moment and in the near to long-term future. Now, why is that? It's because the dollar in Australia, the dollar in the US, the dollar worldwide, as you know, isn't getting you what it used to. The price of everything is continually going up because the dollar is being devalued so quickly. So where can you protect your money? If you leave your money in your savings bank account and you've got $1,000 there, if you had $1,000 in that bank 5 years ago, it is not worth $1,000 now. It's probably worth $700. So you're continually going to get less for your money. So how do you protect it? I believe that Bitcoin is the best opportunity and the best place to protect your wealth and restore your wealth and value of your hard-earned money in that space. Now, I'm a bit biased here because I have been in the space for quite some time and I love it. But out of everything that I've invested in, apart from my self-development, crypto has been the best return. My advice here is do your education, do your research, don't get caught up in the hype and all this other stuff. But if you actually read the white paper of Bitcoin or you read the book, The Bitcoin Standard, you'll quickly see and understand how this is a very, very sophisticated way to store your wealth. So for that reason, I'm going to put Bitcoin right in there. I've actually spent the last 6 months selling off and diversifying out of some of those traditional stocks and repurposing that into Bitcoin. Last but not least, I would put property. And the reason for that is we all need somewhere to live. So your number one goal should be to buy yourself a house. Why? Because you need somewhere to live. I don't want real estate agents knocking on my door every 3 months going, it's time for the inspection. I don't want them telling me that I can't paint the wall, I can't put something up on the wall, I can't have a dog, I can't have a cat. And then you never know when you're going to be kicked out because the owner of the property has decided to move back in or sell it. So it just takes away that security. So I like having a house to live in because it just gives me that security and the freedom to do what I want there. As it relates to investment properties, I've offloaded a few of these over the last couple of years because for me, the return wasn't there. It wasn't worth it where I could see that I was going to get better gains in other areas and other industries. Investment properties are really good for reducing tax and obviously increasing some capital growth as well. But for me, I felt that where could I get the best return? It was not in the property, and it was, for me, too hard and too costly to manage the upkeep, to pay the rates, to pay the insurances, to pay the agency fees and everything else. And when you're running your own business as opposed to being employed, there are other ways to reduce tax, whereas in a paid job, you get taxed before the money hits your bank account. So I think look at those alternatives. I bought a house in 2010 or something around there. Sorry, no, it was 2006. Do I wish I still had that house? For sure. But if I did have it today, I'd be selling it so quickly to get the capital out of it to put that into crypto because that's what I know and that's what's got the returns for me. So there you have it. I would start with self-development. Make sure you have a budget and time and money spent in improving yourself. Health, business, networks, fitness, education, specialties, whatever it is, that's where you need to focus your investments. And a business is a great way to set you up for the future because you do have control about the returns that it provides to you. Any spare cash, I would look at crypto and stocks and just dollar cost average. Stop looking at the quick return. Stop looking for being rich overnight. That's going to get you in trouble. Dollar cost average means contributing a set amount of money per week, per month, and just set it and forget it. Your retiring self will thank you for that. As for property, you make the choice for you. But for me, have your own house, keep that security, keep that peace of mind, and you'll be set up for a good future. Catch you later. If you've enjoyed this episode, then subscribe on YouTube or follow our podcast on your favorite platform. We drop a new episode every week. You'll be doing us a massive favor. If you know someone that would benefit from listening to this, then share it with them. You'll be doing them a massive favor. And if you want the tips, tools, and resources to support you on this journey, then join our exclusive Facebook community and follow our socials. You'll be doing yourself a massive favor.